most oftenly, I want to know what's going on in the minds of other people. I like to get their perspective of things, perspective of life, life's relationships, life's ups, life's downs. So I talk to a lot of people. Very important to know what's going on out here, and very important to hear it from the people. You know, perspective is key. Perspective is everything. So once again, I asked my man Franco what was going on with the dating scene and the family structure and tradition. And this is what he said. This is what Franco had to say. Fly Guy Trucker Boy.
If you're being raised by a single mother, for example, God bless you. You know, there's a lot of great single moms out there, a lot of great success stories of single mothers. But still, at the end of the day, you're missing something. You're missing that masculine side of the husband, wife, father, mother role model. You're missing that side that teaches you how to be a man. You know, a mom can't. She can teach you how to be a good person, how to be a successful person, how to be a moral person, but she can't teach you how to be a man.
Right. And that's no disrespect to the ladies, to the women, to the mothers, and I agree.
You know, and the shoe on the other foot, if you're being raised by a single father, again, he can teach you all the great qualities, how to be moral, how to be upstanding, how to be successful, how to have confidence, etc. But he can't give you that motherly love.
Yes, sir. That nurture, you know.
Yeah. You need both. And so because the family unit is not the way it was, because there's a lot of units out there where you don't have both parents in the home, that has trickled down to a lot of relationships and the beginnings of relationships between men and women that aren't the way they were designed to be. They're not. It's trickled down to a lot of turmoil between guys and gals these days.
Right.
You know, you're seeing a lot of things that are backwards. Dude, guys aren't even asking girls out anymore. They're too scared.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
Sometimes girls asking the guys out.
Preach, man, preach. Let me hear it.
That's not traditional,
right?
You know, and it's backwards.
But do you think
guys,
tradition? To me, it sounds like now tradition is boring. Like we were talking about the boring aspect, tradition is boring. You mentioned tradition, and it's like, what is that? Like, are you serious? Like, who does that?
Yup. Dude, guys today are too afraid to even approach a woman en masse. Most dudes out there will not approach a woman. So many women I see complaining on the internet, Twitter, whatever, Facebook, talking about how, oh no, guys want to approach me, and they're good-looking girls. It's because men are scared now. You know, men don't have the riz or the fortitude or the mental strength to accept rejection. Men are too scared to approach women, you know. And then there's another factor here with this trickle-down effect of non-traditional values in the dating game, man. Like, a lot of women are walking around now with chips on their shoulders because modern times has taught a woman that you not only should be as equal as a man, but you should even be able to go further than a man in all aspects. Now, a lot of women walk around with a certain mindset that I'm better than a man. You know, I'm mentally stronger. I'm smarter than a man. When all you needed to do was just make yourself equal with a man. But now, for some reason, you want to consider yourself better, even physically stronger, when that's certainly not the case. So this breaking down of tradition has really made some holes and some gaps and some problems within the dating game. You got guys too afraid, and you got women with bad attitudes who look down on men. And then, of course, you have other men with bad attitudes who look down on women. But of course, that's been as old as time itself, too, though.
Right.
But it's all these things, all these negative aspects and qualities are exacerbated, and I chalk it up to just the family unit not being the way it should be. It all trickles down, you know.
As far as has the respect changed? In the sense of coming up, we used to respect one another. Now everything's about being combative and loud and seen and overheard.
Yeah, man, you get away from tradition. Men used to respect women so much where they had to ask the father out before they can ask the girl out. And women obviously used to respect. They used to respect men greatly too. Everything went through my man before it came to me, type of thing. There was great respect on both sides.
Absolutely, absolutely.
A man would practice chivalry with a woman. A woman was regarded as a maiden, a fair maiden. There was great respect from both sides in different ways. Now, a lot of dudes regard women as bitches and hoes, cunts. And a lot of women regard men as pussies and, the bitch asses,
Absolutely.
And it's unfortunate, man,
It's very unfortunate. It's sad. It's a sad time, man, when it comes to that. Very sad.
The only thing that I can see as a way to combat it or avoid this sort of circumstance in the world, just raise your kids right. Raise your sons to respect women. Raise your daughters to respect men. Raise your daughters to know that they're worth everything and that they're worth a good man. Raise your sons not to settle for anything. Raise your sons to know that they're worth a good woman that'll take care of them, and raise them to respect the other gender.
Absolutely.
It all comes down to how you raise your kids, and just to try to nudge them to not keep too much fellowship with people that believe the opposite.
Right.
Try to dump them away from hanging out with kids that are into the things that you despise as a parent, and try to nudge them towards other like-minded kids
individuals. So keep you some like-minded parents. Keep you some good company.
Yes.
Yeah. You want to be surrounded by those that are of a like mind, and I say that all the time. You know what I mean? If you're not, you have no business being around people like that. All they're going to do is bring you down and give you the mind state and convince you of a mind state that is going to be very detrimental, very harmful. You know what I mean? Your downfall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And also, our kids and us try to surround ourselves with good friends, people that are upstanding, they don't have to be the best moral character, but moral enough, Don't surround yourself with people that would betray you in some way, or, people that'll get you in trouble, just people that are on top of their stuff, and people that are focused, and people that are wasting their time, wasting their life, and people that have some okay moral character at least.
Right. And then us, on our end, we have to be a good judge of character in order to decipher, you know what I mean, who this individual or individuals are. The type of people that may come into the presence of us, we have to be able to decipher that. We got to know, hey, is this person good or are they not? We can all get played, for a fool. We just have to have those antennas, that can detect stuff.
Yeah, don't be going out and kicking it with some sketchy characters or scumbags or questionable people just for the sake of kicking it. It's better to be by yourself than to hang out with people that'll mess your life up in some way or form.
Absolutely. Right. sound good,
And
man.
since there are kids too, you know, that's important, man. You know, just because your son or daughter doesn't have as many friends as they'd like doesn't mean that they have to go out on Friday and Saturday night with some fucked up ass kids, dude. You know, it's better to stay
to yourself.
You know, hang out with that one good friend. You know.
Right. Absolutely, I agree, man. And you know that's very, very valuable, man. What you're saying, because our kids are the future. You know, and they have to be protected. They have to have the knowledge to be able to, like I said, see what's going on in the world and decipher and you know, pick out the ones that are good for them and discard the individuals that are no good. You know, you got to be able to see it a mile away in these times, I should say. You know.
We're not in prison in the same pod as dudes we can't get away from. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of freedom in the world, in the free world.
Right.
You know? Right. You don't have to keep hanging out with bad characters just because you got nothing better to do. You know, it's better to just be at home.
For real, it's the USA, baby. It's the USA, man. You know. Hey, man, let me tell the folks, man, what this is, man. Tell them what it is, man. This is what?
This is that Fly Guy Trucker Boy
TV.